It's the beginning of the last quote-unquote workday of a long week. Woo! You're exhausted, tired, worn out from being intentional and wringing every last drop of productivity out of the week. Or so I hope so. Maybe you're thinking, I cannot wait for the weekend and TGIF. Thank goodness it's Friday. Stop. Don't do that. It's time to finish strong. Get your mind right and finish. It's not about how you start the week, the month, or the year. True top performers know how to finish. So listen. Listen to this short clip and get your headspace leveled up and go finish strong. This is Finish Strong Fridays.
What does it mean to be an icon? I recently gave a talk in person at a conference, and I was tasked with coming up with what it meant or how to become the icon of your city. And I did a lot of thinking about this. And, I wasn't really quite sure if I was the right person to discuss this topic, but, I came up with what I thought was a pretty cool recipe for success in regards to breaking down what an icon is and some of the most similar characteristics that I see in iconic people. And so I wanted to kind of talk about that today on the Finish Strong Friday episode. But first, let's talk about what is an icon. And I trusted the internet, or I went to the trusty internet and found a definition that I absolutely disagreed with. Found this lady on Quora, Carol, who says to become an icon, you must be willing to give up the heart of your individuality. I don't think that's it. Carol goes on to say, an icon is a symbol of something else. For example, the Statue of Liberty is an iconic representation of freedom. True. She says, if you want to be a popular icon, you must be willing to give up the heart of your individuality and be prepared to be a human representation of the world to the world of something else, like beauty, youth, freedom, wealth, or fame. Further, if you break down and break open the Statue of Liberty, you will not find freedom, will you? Is what she says. It will be hollow inside. You must make yourself hollow inside in order to become an icon, all things to all people. This is what it takes to be an icon. Maybe, but giving up the heart of your individuality, hollow yourself out inside? No, I don't think that that's what I'm going to be satisfied with as a definition of becoming an icon. I think the big difference between what Carol and I think about and what we're attempting to describe is she's talking about an idol, not an icon. An icon is not fleeting. Icons are stoic. They're lasting, and they leave a legacy. So I went back to the whiteboard and I started to think. And I started to think deeply about what has been the catalyst in my own experience and conflated this with the iconic people I know. And I synthesized this into a few key ideas I think are going to stick with you. So over the next course of the next couple of months, we're going to be talking about the different characteristics of an icon. And a terrible dad joke that I always tell, rarely gets laughs, is that because I was a college and sort of professional football player, I was the recipient of so many concussions that I have a hard time remembering things. Therefore, I use acronyms. And so I created an acronym for this. So what does ICON stand for? Stands for having integrity. Stands for confidence, omnipresence, and owning your narrative. So that's the I for integrity, C for confidence, O for omnipresence, and N for narrative. All right, go out there, be iconic, finish strong, and stay tuned because we're going to have some really interesting next episodes breaking this down.
Hey compressors, if something you heard struck you, made you feel a little bit uncomfortable, good. Head on over to compressionpodcast.com. And then you can also subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast at. If you feel inclined to, please leave us a review. It's obviously helpful. But instead, I'm going to call you out today. I'm going to call you out and make sure that you do your part, sharing this message by sharing it with one person that might need to hear what we talked about today. Be great. Nothing else pays.